back to another episode of Latinas Like Us. And we're so excited we have Maribel! Yay! Welcome back! I know, she abandoned us since Christmas.
Since Christmas. It was since March. Since Christmas, because she went twice.
Yeah, that's true. You were in and out of the country.
I went in January, and then I left again in March.
She came back for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then you left again, so it's like you never came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came back. I felt it.
For
I
2
came
days. She came back for 2 days.
She felt it.
No, I felt it. Yeah, it was. I was supposed to be away for a month, and then that turned into like almost 4 months. I think, almost like 3 months and some change.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Google, turn off the AC. Here. Yeah, anyway, we are so excited to have you back.
Me too.
Hopefully longer this time.
You didn't know she's my sister.
Yes.
Actually, if you didn't know, she's my sister.
I was born first.
I was here first, but
I was here first.
well, yeah.
Yeah, so how was your trip?
It was good. It was like a mental health trip. Costa Rica is amazing. If you haven't gone, you should go. It's very green. Wherever you go, you can see mountains. Unlike New York. So if you like used to like very green mountain, like fresh, everybody's like nice all the time.
That's not New York.
Then coming back to New York could be a little,
Yeah,
could be a downer. But no, not really. It's fine.
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's just a different culture. And like I left when I was 5, but I went back every year, so it wasn't like, I left like I know my country, like I love my country. So
Yeah.
it was kind of nice to be there for a long period of time. Which was longer, but it's fine. It's just like New York is not as green, and I miss the mountains.
No, yeah,
So
I mean, I
flat.
can't wait to leave and like be able to see other countries because
You
yeah,
love Costa Rica.
I know. I can't
Well,
wait to go.
it'll be a love and hate because you don't like heights, and wherever you need to go, you have to pass the mountains. So it's always like,
But we already came up with like an agreement. We're gonna give her a sleeping mask, like an eye mask, because every time we gotta go, she can cover her eyes.
yeah, she's not allowed to take it off.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or we never get into the beach.
Oh my God, I hate the beach too.
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't hate the beach. Like, I rather, like you did last time with the pool, I rather have a pool in the mountains and
What did I do
just
last
chill. When you went to Costa Rica and you rented a house and you had a pool.
time? I had a pool and it was in the beach. Like,
Oh, that's the
like,
best of all. You guys can go to the beach, just in the pool. Or the house you guys rented when you went last year too. That looks so pretty. Yeah, I really
Where
want
would
to do
you
that.
go? Oh,
Oh
yeah.
No.
sorry, I forget. No, that's another thing. I don't know if it was. I'm sorry. I'm being a conspiracy theorist here. I don't know if it was the vaccines or whatever.
Oh
Oh
but
my God.
my memory is like so bad.
Not the-
No, I can disapprove that, but let's not get into that.
Never mind. My apologies. I didn't mean anything.
Okay, Betty. So
I know people that don't have the vaccine and
They're bad. Okay, so I don't know because I feel like my memory has gone like really bad.
It's called.
Is it
Mom.
called genetics?
It's
No,
called
because
genetics.
I don't think dementia is hereditary. I don't think. Don't quote me on that.
I think
You
it
can put it out in
is. I think I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I think it is.
I'm not a
supposed
doctor
to be.
either, but now I'm curious about it.
Get your
So,
puzzles going.
San Google. We're gonna
Oh,
ask San Google.
not San Google. It's like I don't know. Ask Google.
You wanna ask
I
them?
think it is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think I asked it before.
You're gonna find out right now.
Oh, okay. It says the majority of dementia it is not inherited by children and grandchildren. So the majority is not says no at all. So I'm guessing
Some
some can be.
inherited.
Not
It
all.
says in rare types of dementia, they may be a strong genetic link.
Hmm.
I don't know. So I
to be
don't
determined.
to be determined. But
We'll
yeah.
find out. We'll update you.
Thank you, San Google.
Why is that Google?
Actually, that's a great name. It's on TikTok. It's on Google. Yeah, the school of TikTok and the school of Google.
TikTok has taught me so much.
Yeah,
It's crazy, and it's like okay, not everything you listen to is like
it's real, but you have to
real, but there's like a lot because it's people. Like how we learn from our parents. It's like having the flexibility of learning from
Somebody else.
people that are
But
not your
okay, but I feel like
family.
you have to be smart too. Like you
Oh yeah,
cannot
without a
like
doubt.
you like I feel like if you're smart enough to see who sounds like they have a good head in their
Hmm.
shoulders and like you can see like their credibility and
Yeah, yeah.
see
Oh yeah, without
because
a doubt.
you cannot be like our parents that it's like ay vi en las noticias que se están
No,
like
no, and I hate that because like my grandma, she has Facebook. She has
oh
like 3 accounts, and
Facebook is the worst.
whatever Facebook says, she
No.
believes it. I'm like, grandma, it's not like that. So yeah, when I mean like I learned so much, it's like I also like verify the
Yeah.
information if it's credible. I'm not like agreeing to everything. Like yeah, the Earth is flat. There's a lot of Earth flatters there. If you
Yeah.
are, I
I'm
am.
new to TikTok. I just downloaded it, I think this year. I don't use it at all, so I wouldn't know.
I don't use it, but I do get like people sending me stuff on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. No,
Instagram.
there are useful things, and I like it because it has an algorithm. So,
Mhm.
like on Instagram, I have an algorithm. So all I get is doggies, babies, and things to do. That's all I get.
Mm.
But and then you have other people that get different things. But anyway, they are very useful. You do learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. So yeah, but we're glad to have you back, Bridget. We're glad to have you back too.
Thank you. I was here last time.
Yeah, so last time it was Bridget and Linda, and we were talking about toxic relationships.
Yes.
So she has her little hot take on toxic relationships.
That's funny.
Very brief
So
hot take.
it's very brief. I'm not gonna go into like my toxic relationship because it
She's
was
not
like
sharing the thing.
I'm not sharing the details. Yeah, I'm just
She's
gonna.
sharing some seltzer.
Yeah. No té. There's no tea today. No suelta la sopa today.
Pure water.
But
Pure
yeah.
water, no
She's not
flavor.
soltando la sopa.
Yeah. So all I'm gonna say is because last podcast you guys mentioned I think it was last or the one before last I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like what would be like your hard like
No.
no like what would for your new relationship what would they have that you're like instant breakup. So for me it's having a very involved family. I'm not
Like
gonna say
like
toxic.
your move closer. Your family or like the
No,
other
my
both? No.
I would say both, but I can speak for my family and they're not very involved. I think they're healthily involved, but I would say for my partner's family to be like very, I would say toxically involved into the relationship. I feel like that's like my no, been there, done that, not gonna do it again. Oh yeah, that's like my breakup instantly thing, pretty much. So that's my take on it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
That's interesting. No, yeah. But I feel like a lot of it is up to your partner too, because I feel like we cannot control the type of family we have, unfortunately. But I feel like our partners and we can control,
Um,
not control, but we can kind of
well,
mediate what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. Like in a relationship, if let's say if it's my family that's the problem, it is my job to go to my family and be like, hey, I love you guys, I respect you guys, but this is my relationship, and you guys are getting a little bit too involved in it. Um, and vice versa. It's not my job to go up to my partner's family and tell them to step back.
Yeah.
It's not my place.
No, it's not.
And the same thing, it's not my partner's place to come to my family. So it's kind of like communicating and also like it's very hard, especially if you start at a young age and you're not independent.
Yeah.
Like me, I started dating at a young age. I meant like 19. Like I'm not in
That's
my
not
own
that young.
apartment at 19. I meant like I'm not independent from my family. I think it's a little bit more complicated like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my no
On a relationship.
for relationships.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's very important because if you see it from the very beginning, then it's like, is it really gonna change?
But it's kind of hard because you're like, oh, it will eventually go away. It will eventually, they will eventually not
No.
get involved and stuff. Or you'll think, oh, eventually my partner's gonna say something. If your partner says something, it has to be in the beginning.
Yeah.
It like these are my boundaries. Like respect them, and that's in the beginning. Also, like you should know when your family is being a little bit extra. You should put your boundaries down for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but waiting a long time to do that, nope.
No, yeah. No, it's a big deal for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah. No, that's a really important thing. I feel like if more people paid attention to that detail, like you would have more successful relationships. Because I feel like a lot of families, like a lot of divorces happen because of, and breakups too, because of like the family's involvement. Like they get way too involved.
Also, if
Yeah.
you're dating a mama's boy, like myself, and
Yeah.
they get too involved because that's my boy.
Yeah.
So
Or
I get
also,
it.
if like for example, sometimes it's easy to say, "Oh, we have problems because of your family," or "We have problems because of my family," and then that could like be I don't know how you say it, but that could be putting like a a blindfold over you guys' problems
Mhm.
because you're saying, oh, we're okay. Our problems are because of an exterior source,
Yeah.
and then when the exterior source kind of like walks away, let's say, then your problem starts to show, but now it's too late. Like
Yeah.
you guys been focusing on. This is very personal, specific, but I don't know. Maybe it could sound the same for other people. Might be going through the same stuff, but yeah. But I feel like don't when you're in a relationship you really have to analyze everything and not wait for the last minute to be like, was this an actual red flag,
Yeah.
but I decided to overlook it or it didn't seem that bad at the time because let's say I'm blinded by love. But you really have to step back and analyze and like think ahead in the future, like what happens, like if you're with somebody and you're not thinking about the future, then what's the point of being with them? You're
Mhm.
wasting your time and you're wasting their time. So I always talk to Bridget about it too. Like if you're dating somebody, like do you see a future with it? So it's really good to like step back and analyze. If you know women, I don't know. I think women have a sixth sense in some ways. Like
Yeah.
we know something, like we sense trouble.
We do.
So it's like if you have a little like inkling or like a little tingling or a little.
Sometimes we're just toxic,
Oh yeah,
but
that's true. Sometimes you just toxic, but that's where communication with your partner is. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm an overthinker.
me
Like, I
too.
Me
overthink
too.
everything. So for me, I need a partner who's like reassuring and that understands if I'm like, hey, I'm overthinking about this. I'm not saying that like
That you're doing
I'm
something
doing
or
something. I'm just
yeah.
like overthinking about it. Like, can you like, are we okay? Can you reassure me? Like, if like you could tell me, no, babe, that's not you're thinking in the wrong direction. That's not how things are. Or you could be like, well, we could discuss more about it. I need a I need a partner that's like that because I'm an overthinker. And yeah, it's just communication and stuff. But yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about my relationships. Honestly, I didn't I didn't date that much. I think I started when I was like 18, and I've only had like two serious relationships. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't have like a lot of experiences, but my relationships were serious. I don't know if that
So
makes
you got
sense.
to learn from them.
Yeah, so I learned a lot from them. So
But at least you learned. I feel like sometimes like some people get into relationships and it's like they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and it's just like excuse me.
can you relate? She's
I,
talking about me.
I am not talking about you. I'm
It's a
talking
show fit.
no, I'm
I'm
talking
kidding.
about
I know in
like but
general.
the sad part is that it happens to a lot of adults. It doesn't even
Yeah.
happen to like young people. It happens to adults and that's the part where it's like I don't know, relationships are very complicated.
It is, but it's kind of like I don't know if it was said like this, but there's a quote that I always say. I tell that to my mother. I tell it to like Bridget sometimes, and I heard it. I don't know if I heard it on TikTok or Instagram, but it was this guy saying that if you do the definition of insanity is like doing the
Doing the
same
same
thing
thing.
over and over and expecting different results,
Yep.
and that in
It's
every
true.
aspect of your life, including relationships.
Mhm.
If you're attracted to the same kind of people all over again, if your relationship is going to the same way all over again, if you meet people in the same way, oh, we started as friends, oh, it's just friends, and then eventually, like, there's a pattern to everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not preaching to you, Bridget.
It's to everybody.
It's to everybody.
Yeah.
So
Some
it's
good
like
photos.
there's like a pattern to everything, and you have to analyze your own patterns because I don't know, but I don't want. This sounds kind of mean, but it's not like people around you get tired of listening to you in
Yeah.
a way. Not like we're always
Not
gonna be
yeah.
there, not in a bad way, but let's say like for example, my sister will always be my sister, right? So it's like if you're going through the same thing all over and over again and you as like a sister or like a friend tell you, well, maybe you should do this different, like we're seeing things from an outside perspective, not in your head, not in a relationship, and you go from one relationship to the next, and it's the same patterns over and over. You can't see it. We get tired of hearing your heartbreak because it could be preventable. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. If you just, I don't know, listen or analyze.
Preventive.
Huh?
Preventive.
I said prevented,
Was
wasn't
it
it?
preventable?
Oh, my bad. It could be prevented. My bad. So yeah, so it's kind of like that. So I don't know. Like I will always be a good friend. I will listen to you, but I'm a very honest friend.
She'll tell you when you're being up in the head straight
But
up.
it's also hard to be an honest friend because I feel like not everyone can handle it. So it could be like, for example, let's say you have a problem with your boyfriend or whatever, and then it's like, and then I come and I tell you, and then you're like, oh, like, maybe he's not the one for whatever. You say whatever you have to say about it, and then the next day I am all happy with this guy again, and then it's like it's uncomfortable.
No, for me, I'm never uncomfortable with it. Like
You're not, but I know how you feel about him.
Oh,
so
now you,
it's
oh, okay,
like,
okay.
oh, you don't like my boyfriend,
But
like.
but like for me, it's like
But
when
then
it
you
comes.
also gotta know your friends. Like, Mary would tell me
But
a million
when you're in
times, or
love,
yeah,
you're
but still, like,
stupid.
I learned like that even though sometimes I'm stupid and I'm in love and I don't listen to the people around me, I learned to also kind of like in a way respect them. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't change their
Separated
way.
too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I get it. You don't like them. I'm still being stupid. I'm still living in my stupidity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna see the way you're seeing it, and I'm going to
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Or you don't have to
But
see it my way.
yeah,
It's your life.
but like eventually it's just like like my relationship with the person won't change. Like with you, for example, like if you
Yeah.
were to tell me, hey, I don't like X, Y, and Z, I'm like, I respect your point of view. I'm gonna still be stupid, but it's not gonna ruin our friendship.
I feel like I don't know, but I don't even know if that would be, but I feel like the only way I feel like I would not get involved, like with being a friend or anything, it's like, for example, if a relationship is abusive. If a relationship is abusive, it's not that I'm walking away from my friend, but if you tell a person over and over, listen, this is an abusive relationship. This is physically abusive. Like this, your life
Yeah,
is in
that one's
danger,
harder.
and they continue to be there. It's kind of like it's hurtful for me to see you like that. That doesn't mean that like I will never be available to help. But if you end up in a hospital and you go back to the same person,
Yeah.
like that's kind of tough
Yeah,
to
but
still be
like,
friends.
also those relationships are very psychological. So like
It is, and they
I've even
isolate
seen
you.
documentaries that even though they try to leave that partner that's abusive, they end up always finding a way back. It's kind of like having a detox from drugs. You gotta like detox yourself from that person, and it takes a whole journey. Some people end up going back and then leave again, going back.
It's never easy to leave an
Yeah.
abusive relationship. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's like you have to want it first. Like you have to want to leave first. I can't. Nobody can make you leave if you don't want to.
It's like an alcoholic. You
Yeah.
need to want to,
Yeah.
like stop drinking in order to stop drinking, or you
Yeah.
won't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but like I've always been an honest friend. If I don't like your partner, of course you would know, but that would never affect me hanging out.
Same.
That would never affect me hanging out because my friendship is with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won't like I didn't choose to be friends with your partner unless I do like Daniel. I love Daniel. I tell
Babe,
you,
you
like,
hearing this?
he may hate me, but it's fine. I love it. So yeah, but
We all love it.
yeah, but apart from like if I get to know you and I choose
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah. That's
want to be your
different.
friend.
No, yeah, because I have had those where I'm like, like it's true. Like it doesn't change my relationship with the person, but it does. It's weird with the partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's sad.
that's what it with like toxic relationships on my end.
Yeah, toxic relationships suck, but there are good relationships too. You have really nice girls and guys out there. But I feel like we keep saying that like like we keep saying how like like guys are toxic, but I feel like girls can be worse.
Yeah, I always like when I talk about relationships, it's usually with like Bridget or Gabby. So it's like my advice, and it's sometimes hard to take your own advice. You should always have boundaries, right? You should respect. You should know what your boundaries are, and you should respect your own boundaries. Your boundaries are not there for other
Yep.
people; they're there
For
you
you.
as well. So I always we discuss about that, and then also if you're like if you're getting out of a relationship, Some people deal with breakup differently. Some people get straight to another relationship to heal and stuff like that. That's fine, whatever you do. But my advice on what I think, it's like you learn from your relationship. What was wrong from it? Because it's easy to be like it was my partner's fault, but no, in a relationship there's always
True.
two. So it's like, what do you have to work on? I go a lot into like mental health. Looking for a therapist actually. Thank you. I like the one I had. But I go into like work on your mental health, your self worth, like, just work on that, because when you are with another partner, it's not fair for them to take care of your insecurities, for them to take care of your baggage
That's
that
a
you're
big
bringing
one,
along.
yeah.
Because that's not fair. It's a new relationship. It should be fresh. And the same thing goes for your partner. There shouldn't be dragging mental stuff from a last relationship. It's not your fault that their partner
Cheated
cheated or stuff like
or was
that,
abusive.
or how any other things. Like, this is a new relationship, and until like you're proven wrong, until you lose my trust, then I can't treat you as how my last relationship
That's
is.
so interesting because I feel like a lot of people when they think like heal from a relationship, they look at it more of a let me wait till I'm not in love with this person
Hmm.
anymore. But that's a way different point of view where it's like it's not about the person, it's about you and how
You,
you feel and how you
yeah,
are mentally.
because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like to look within. They always blame. Or as human beings, we always like to
Yeah.
blame everybody but ourselves. So that's why, like, I'm very like aware. I like have conversations with yourself. Be like, okay, you're a toxic bitch.
It might be a toxic guy.
Why are you being toxic right now? Like have conversations with yourself. Also, like, be aware. Don't be delusional. Like, I hate people who are like, is you, and they never see fault in their own action. So yeah, so I say, like, also, you never stop loving somebody. It's very hard for me to like think that you're gonna stop loving somebody. You just find somebody you love more.
You transfer.
Yeah. And that connection grows
Yeah.
where you forget the last connection, because
Yeah.
now this one is stronger. But is time heals, yeah, but it's not easy to just unlove somebody. Even if they cheated on you, even if they caused so
Yeah.
much pain, you can't just unlove them. But you could work on finding somebody you could love more, or you could work on yourself. Self worth or self love is very big. Sometimes it's hard for us to love ourselves. I'm talking about me personally too. But like, working on all those things can help you find a partner that will also see those things and that are also working on their healing. Imagine having to, it's not 50 and 50. It should be 100 and 100. You shouldn't complete nobody's 50. They shouldn't complete yours. It's not broken pieces. It's
Yeah.
whole, and whole works. It's not like that. So work on being 100%. Find a partner that's 100%, which is harder, easier said than done, and be happy at your 200.
But it is easier to find somebody when you're like mentally in a good place because then you're not seeing any ghosts or anything that's not there and you are actually seeing what the person has to offer. Because I feel like a lot of the times what happens is that like if you're broken then you go to another broken person because
To try to fix it yourself. You
to
can
try
never
to
Trauma
fix it
bond.
to
trauma
you
bond.
trauma
Yes,
bond
trauma
or you
bond.
try
I
to
learned that
or
one.
you try to fix them, you know, where it's like, oh my God, I know how you feel and I wish somebody did this for me. So then you try to fix
But
them, but
then you
and then
never
you're
fix yourself. So
no. So
when
you
you
both
finish fixing them, you're like, when are you gonna fix
or you both end
me?
up worse.
Yeah, and it just becomes a toxic relationship. So
Yeah.
yeah, never try to fix somebody. People are who they are, and if they wanted to change, they would do it on their own. Don't think that you're. Movies have really messed up our heads. Don't
Mm.
think that you're the one that he's gonna change for and stuff like that, because that's usually never the case.
And it's kind of unfair to expect people to change.
You never want to change your partner. Like, there's a difference between personality and habits. It's very hard to change personality. Habits are learned along the way, and you can learn new habits. You can unlearn habits. It's very hard, but it's doable. Personality is very hard to change. So learn and analyze your partners. What is personality? What is a habit? You cannot change personality. So
No,
if that's a problem,
then it's
maybe
not gonna
that's not
work.
your partner.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to walk away from somebody you really love, but that's where self worth comes in. And it's like, it could go happy for the rest of your life, or it could be miserable for the rest of your life. You decide. Like,
Yeah, because it could be happy in the beginning, and then you have to think that you have to live with this person and you have to deal with their everyday crap. Like
Mhm.
literally, like you have good days and you have bad days. Like literally, sometimes Daniel is like, you look pretty today," because I will curse you out. No, but it's like it's literally like if you don't have love for that person or respect for that person, it's really hard for you to like take things back and to be like, I'm sorry I did this, or
Yeah.
like just to love them in general with their flaws and their mistakes and whatever it is that they do. If you
Yeah.
don't have respect and love for them, it's not gonna work.
Like apologizing is very important.
And it's
Like
hard.
it is hard. Like realizing you're wrong is very hard, and going back and being not being the bigger person, but just recognizing, hey, maybe I shouldn't have spoken to you that way. Maybe I shouldn't have been so rash this way. It's
But
it's
that only happens if you love the person. If you That's how you know if that you love somebody, if you're able to apologize and to genuinely apologize. Because if I don't love you, I really don't care about how you feel. So I'm just gonna.
yeah. I was watching a lot of like marriage videos and stuff, and it's like butterflies are not gonna be there your whole relationship, but you choose to be with that person. You choose to love that person.
Yeah.
There was one. It was a funny video. It was like, if you don't want to like kill your partner every now and then, do you really love him? Like,
Yeah.
so it was like
I am so in love.
it was like you choose, and that's why it's like now it's like my generation. They say that like we don't we don't work for it. We don't care. It's like the first little trouble we run away. And I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like there's like a also some people are like that. The first struggle they run
They run
away.
away.
But I see it in another point of view. Like for example, my point of view. I already know like what I want, maybe what I need in a relationship. So for the first time that I see that, okay, you're not what I want in my future, why continue? Like, why continue
Yeah.
that relationship? It's kind of like I saw another TikTok was like, I'm no longer a teacher. Like,
Why
I'm not
continue
like I'm no
making
longer a
lesson
teacher. I'm
plans?
not gonna continue fixing guys. Like, I'm over that. Like, if you're not it, that's it. I'm not gonna continue wasting my time. So I feel like yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, there. I feel like it's a combination because I feel like yeah, you have people that run away from a relationship, but I feel like it's not even that they're running away from relationships. It's more like you're seeing what's in front of you and you're not gonna let it keep going because, like you
yeah,
said, it's not worth it. And then we're very aware, where it's like I'm not gonna let you yell at me. I'm not gonna let you look at me that way because it's abuse
mhm,
or like just our whatever is don't align, and that's where people choose to run away even though other marriages have been
yeah,
successful, even with those differences. That you cannot expect to have a relationship with no differences.
yeah,
Like that's never going to happen. There's always going to be, the person that likes to have a cold room and the person that likes to have a hot room, the person that wants to have 10 dogs, me, the person and the person that's like, I'm okay with one. So I feel that when it comes to that, it's about compromise. And again, it all comes down to no, you cannot live out of love, but you can't make a relationship work without love.
yeah.
Like it's just
Or it was another thing I was gonna add to that, but I totally forgot. But Jay got some input. I'll try to remember what I was gonna input.
Y'all have more wisdom than that. Y'all just living life.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So sometimes it's also like I said, I'm a lot of self awareness because I always hate to be somebody that's ignorant and don't see like where I'm wrong. But also there's just mental traumas. So like for example, and each person has to recognize that as women and as men, sometimes like you get triggered by an argument and then you don't want to deal with it and you walk away. That's not fair to your partner. Like if there's a problem, yeah, if you don't have to fix it the same night. Maybe you're like, can I sleep on it? Like we're both upset. Can we come back when we're both
but
calmed
actually
down?
come back to it.
But come back to it. It's not like sweep it under the rug because then it's not solved, and then one day all those arguments are gonna come back and it's gonna explode. But no, it's like okay, if you need some time, maybe not tonight. Can we talk about it in the morning? But don't first of all, don't ever assume you're gonna see that person again. You don't know. We could leave out that door and never come back. Like it's hard to assume. It's very like you shouldn't assume you're gonna see the person again. First of all, I know
Yeah.
it's very dark, but nowadays where like young people are dying in the streets and stuff, it's very like you shouldn't assume you're gonna see that person again. If you love them, you should probably talk it out. Maybe in the morning, maybe we could sleep on it. Let me marinate my thoughts.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it. You have your points. I'll have my points. We're both calm. Let's talk about it. But some people decide not to talk about it and just run away because they're triggered by arguments or they're triggered about certain topics, and then that becomes toxic where you can't discuss problems and move forward. That's not how relationships work. You should always be able to talk about a problem, come to a compromise, or hey, I can't compromise on this. I don't think we're meant to be, type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's always very
You
important.
gotta be honest.
That's why I say you should work on yourself. Don't just, some people are like, oh, but why do I have to not be, why do I have to be single to work on myself? I can't work on myself with partners. Sure, you could do that, but I feel like it's easier, not easier, but I feel like it's more fair if you're 100 or at least trying to be 100, so that you don't put all your baggage on your partner.
No, it is very important because I feel like sometimes when you come with baggage, you kind of don't see things as clear, and you let your emotions and your traumas get on the way of the relationship. So that can be very damaging because, like, once in a while it's normal, but if you're the type of person that lets their trauma and baggage get on the way every single time, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, that's very, and that's something that I've always, like, that I always talk about, that I kind of, even though, like, I've been doing therapy and stuff, but I kind of wish that I had done that before I got married and, like, got into like a more serious relationship, because I feel that a lot of like, most of our arguments, like the ones that we do have, come from me because of my traumas and the things I've dealt with, where to me it's like I have abandonment issues and I have like all sorts of issues. And I've worked through with my therapist and it's helped a lot, but even then, I'm still dealing with a lot of things, and Daniel is very patient and like he tries to to listen and to be there. But I also understand that it can be exhausting. So if I was to tell somebody something about that, it would be that definitely fix yourself before. Not even fix yourself, but like at least understand.
Be aware.
Yeah.
Understand, okay, maybe I react this way to certain things
Because of
this. Like, be aware. Like, for me, and I've noticed this, and like, I'm trying to work on it. I have trust issues. So if I'm talking to somebody and they're doing certain things, it like gets me a flashback or like my past relationship, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing,
even though they're
where
not.
they're probably not. But I'm still, you see, my issue is like they're probably not. I'm not like 100% sure they're not. So it's kind of like, this is where like you sit down and discuss, and that's where you should be very open with your partner. That's why, like, for example, I'm an overthinker. I would tell my partner, listen, I'm an overthinker. This may seem crazy, but can we sit down and talk about certain things? And then, that's more reassuring.
Yeah.
Because if I don't say something, it literally hunts my dreams. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Me too. I
Like,
can't even
it hunts
sleep.
my dreams. I jump to conclusions in my head, and then I wake up and I'm like upset. It's like kind of like when your partner cheats on you in your dream and you wake
Oh
up
my
and you're like, you cheated on me.
god.
It's not that crazy, but it's kind of like I'll wake up moody and I'm like, because I'm thinking all these possibilities in my head.
Yeah.
So that's not right. Like, sit down and talk to your partner. Your partner will understand that maybe we need to discuss some things or clarify some things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. What about you, Brie? I know we're very different when it comes to like, I'm a little bit less, I want to say less emotional, but not really.
I'm a free spirited, overly emotional love bug. I give too many chances when no one needed, and because I see the good in people, even though I shouldn't always do that. La que sale sufriendo soy yo.
I mean, you could see both. That's the thing.
That's where Mary balances it out for me.
Yeah.
I don't see the other half. That's why, like Toxico long and Toxico short, I keep giving chances to people that are not worth it. Because I'm like Mary said, don't give chances to people that not over. What did you say?
No.
That
What was I
you
saying?
said something.
I didn't say something about
It
chances.
just slipped my mind.
But like when it comes to
You
chances,
said it earlier, not chances. It was like I forgot, but you said it earlier. So cue back the video earlier, and she was talking about a lot of like, forgot what it was. Just literally, it was right here and it slipped.
but I feel like when we discuss about chances, like I'm just seeing it in my personal life, like whether it be like my mother's relationship or like Bridget's relationship. Like I saw stuff, so I just like I don't know. I always been like an observer. My God, my tongue is stuck from speaking foreign
Uh
languages.
huh.
I always observe things, so it's kind of like okay. I think maybe top two chances.
You don't do the strike method, like after the third year out.
No, I feel like two chances. The first one, okay, we're gonna talk about it. Let's see if we can move on. The second one is kind of like it goes back to what I'm saying. Is it personality or habit? Because
Oh, I remember.
if you wanna like habits are hard to change, but you have to want to change them. If your habit is cheating, boy, like
What Mary was mentioning earlier was don't think that you're gonna be the one that changes them. That's what I wanted to refer for. Because it's like it's not that I think that I'm gonna change them. I see their potential. I fall in love with their potential.
Mm,
So I see their best what they could be if they choose to want to
you're
be
not.
that.
Mm-mm.
And that's what keeps me. Oh, maybe one more chance. Maybe they did see it this time. Maybe they did change. Maybe this time. That's what keeps me up in there because I'm like maybe,
yeah,
a
That's the
big
one
maybe.
thing.
it's
No,
very
you
tricky.
cannot date a potential.
And that's why I have Mary because
No,
I don't
like
see it. And she's like,
no, I don't.
pendeja,
I don't see it
get it
necessarily.
together.
I don't see it necessarily as you can date a potential. I see it
I
as
just feel like if you date a potential, you're getting their potential out for somebody else.
can you repeat that?
Like you're gonna show them that they have potential.
Oh, and for them to
You're
want somebody
gonna
else. Yeah, you're just training them. For me, it's like not only you have to see the potential, but they have to see their potential. Like I don't like people who start things and don't finish. So then that tells me what's your personality.
Mm.
Oh,
So
that
it's
makes
different.
sense.
So maybe like yeah, like it's hard. Like it's not easy to say like yeah, I'm gonna date a well established person. I wish. Now, realistically, is that gonna happen? I don't know. Lord, please. But like,
But does he have potential?
does he have potential to be great? Because I always think that a woman is there to
To
support
support
their man. Like in not only in a relationship but in a
and
marriage.
everything.
Remember, you're going to want to be with a person you're going to eventually want to marry. Unless you guys are both not into marriage. Totally understandable. There's new things going on out there. But I feel like you shouldn't waste your time if you don't see any future.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm saying, if you see potential, a woman is
That's
supposed.
different. That's a different kind of potential. That's different. Like it's not like you know a cheater and you're like, I know you have the potential to not be a cheater.
Yeah, no, it's not
No,
like that.
no,
It's not
no,
like that. It's like,
no.
okay, you have dreams and aspirations. Yeah, maybe right now you're still working on them. Let's say you're still in college working to be an
No, that's
accountant and
different.
stuff.
No, that's
That's the kind of
completely different.
ambition I'm talking
That's
about.
different potential.
I'm not talking. So when I let's say like Bridget, I don't know what kind of potential you're
What kind of
seeing.
potential do you see?
See, for me, everything is like different. So mine's, I don't know. I'm just jacked up here. I need a therapist. I'm a very emotional person. My love language is physical touch and among other things. So it's just like if I find somebody that like speaks to that part of me, I start seeing like, oh, maybe, this is the right person for me. And then I start overlooking the things that are not good for my future. So like, the example, like I love somebody that's ambitious because I'm ambitious, but sometimes I may overlook that, and that's also me not respecting my own boundaries because I'm like maybe there's potential that maybe in the future they see their own potential, what they could do with their future if I just give them a push.
Yeah, but like for example, what kind of ambition are you seeing? Are you seeing like, okay, he gives me a lot of love. He will one day be able to like love my kids. Or like what kind of potential are you seeing? Like for an I see potential, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing an individual that is very smart, very good with numbers, very observant. So the potential I see is that he could be a businessman one day.
He has a
If
bright
he
future.
has a bright future. He could be a provider,
He could be a good
a
father,
good
a
father.
good
Yeah,
husband.
that's the kind of
I see
potential
loving.
I
I
see.
see I sometimes I look into like responsibility. If they're responsible, then they'll be a responsible father, responsible husband. Same with the loving. If they're a loving boyfriend, a loving husband, a loving father.
Hmm.
So stuff like that. I'm like, there's potential for you to be great, to be somebody greater in the future. If you have some sort of ambition, or somebody that's gonna work hard to get to what they want. you know. And then sometimes I see that, but they don't see it for themselves.
Mhm.
And then I come and I push them to try to get them to where they need to be, because
them
sometimes,
to see it
sometimes they
too.
just need, like, a little,
Yeah.
and then they don't, and then that's where I'm like, but why? Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm over here trying to be your number one supporter, try to push you to be your better version of yourself, and it's like you don't want it for yourself.
Well, some
And that's
people
when I
don't.
start like,
Even if they have the potential, some people just don't want it. Like
I
I
know.
dated someone like that where it was like he probably has potential, but he didn't want it. Like it was more like I'm comfortable where
That
I
was
am.
toxic for
And
sure.
it's like, am I comfortable where you are? No, I'm not. So, you're not the person for
And
me.
that was the issues I was having with my last relationship, the toxic short that I was talking about in the last video. It was just like there was a lot of potential. There wasn't a lot, but there was some, and I was like, maybe there's some things that are workable, but like he didn't want it enough.
Like I feel like in that situation, it was more than potential. It was what we were talking about, where you were dating somebody that needed to heal himself and to like get help,
That is
and
also true.
you were making it your job to be like, let me fix it, when it wasn't you. Like
So
you,
it
there
was
was
both things,
you.
because there was some good aspects to him. It wasn't all toxic. There was a lot that was toxic, but I was trying, like, things that are workable. People could be workable. You work on yourself. They could work on themselves, whatever. But like at the end of the day, it was just like it was too much putting myself on hold and losing some of my self worth for them to even see their little potential they could have had. So
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, relationships are very complicated, and I feel like no, there is a like there is a type of person for everyone. Like some people, they just belong in toxic relationships. That's where they want to be, and that's what they do. But
Who
and
you're
then
attracted to.
yeah,
Toxic.
yeah, and then you have other people that just want peace and love and to just have a happy, happy, calm life. Yeah, but talking about men and women, um, it's different than this topic, but within the same, I guess, like idea, in a way where it's like, do you guys think that men see relationships the same way we do?
I really wish we had like.
Apparently he thinks he has a stain in his shirt.
nadie lo va a ver.
And that's what I'm saying.
It's for quick mail.
You're so annoying. Exactly. Nobody can even see it.
Hey, girls.
Wait.
Not him with the whole sweater in the summer. Male perspective.
We all fit, Scooch.
Okay. Okay.
We got a male
Alrighty.
perspective, y'all.
Sorry. All right. Anywho, so we were talking
For
about
this segment.
for this little segment, we borrowed him. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
So we were saying that we were talking about toxic relationships.
Okay.
And we were saying that do men focus a lot on the toxicity of a relationship
Yeah, like
as
do
much as
men
women?
and women think the same in a relationship?
Who's the toxic in this relationship?
No, it's not.
Do you
it's like in
recognize
general.
toxicity?
Like the men and women think the same in a relationship. Like we needed your male perspective.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're
Like, for
a different
example,
average man.
yeah.
You think.
My phone is ringing. No, it's okay, leave it. Kill it.
No, but it was more like, for example, like us women were able to recognize when somebody's being toxic, like the way you talk to us, the way you treat us, the way you're with us and your family. Like do men focus a lot on that too, where it's like you see red flags in a relationship?
Oh yeah, for sure. I see it all the time.
He's like, you were a walking red flag.
Yeah.
Changing colors. Oh, it's a traffic light.
No, it's not the stop sign.
Do not enter. Dead end.
Police tape surrounded her. Maybe
Crime scene.
God, are you guys okay? There's people at home.
I'm talking from his perspective.
I know.
honestly, it's just the way you handle it. Because if you respond to it a certain way and your response to it is being more toxic, then clearly there's a problem, and that's gonna lead to more problems down the line. But if your response is like, okay, I gotta work on this, I gotta fix it, So you are acknowledging that it's a problem, and you have to work on it. For example, like what we talked about last week, and I see you're working on it. You're trying harder, and you're doing things within your control, even though you're pregnant. But you could do it.
Okay, yeah, so he's talking about communication because I'm a type of person that communicates a lot, but he was telling me that I need to preach. I mean, I need to practice
Practice
what I
what I
preach. So that's why he's saying I'm trying, because I keep asking for things and then he's like, but you're not doing the same thing. So it's about communication where he's paying attention and he's listening and I'm paying attention and I'm
Would
listening.
you say you're like men in general? You're a man voice here. Are more self-aware as well? Like, do you guys analyze your actions?
It's hard for us to actually sit down and be like, okay, I was wrong, because it's easier to just brush it off. Because dealing with crap or dealing with someone's stress, then that puts stress on you. So it's easier to just brush it off and be like, it's fine, whatever, she'll get over it.
So you think most men brush it off
Yeah, most men will brush it off
to keep the peace?
to keep the peace. But it does get to a point where there's no room to brush it off and it keeps coming up and you have to handle it.
So, question. Because I know that I will remember one word you said 3 years ago that hurt me. Do men hold on to, like,
Things
I don't want to say like red flags, but things like that that like bothered you? But like you said, like
Oh
for
yeah,
example,
1000% I have a list. 1000%. It's ready to go. Men are very toxic too.
So you don't forget.
No, you never forget, but you need to kind of be careful because
I just feel like men are not like women. They'll be like, remember the day you said it? Like, I feel
Yeah.
like,
no, they are. I would be like that. Why not?
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
I always think, and that's like a misconception that is out there because of like society. I always think that like the men are less emotional, but that's not necessarily true, and that's kind of like bad because we don't sit down and ask you guys how do you guys feel, but then we expect you guys to ask us
how we feel.
how we feel.
But the thing is, I feel like the reason why we don't ask men is because for me personally, I feel like they're not going to share anyway. So they're just going to be like, I'm fine. But that's what we were talking about. Where, yeah, we were talking about the work field. Like, for example, if you have a disrespectful, not a disrespectful, but like a toxic boss, we women, we take it differently. Like, we're very emotional. But I feel like men, on the other hand, they suck it up and they just go through it. But I'm like, do they actually have emotions? Or
Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna quit. The hell with this place. Let me steal some more pens. Like whatever gets us through the day.
But like women are like, for me personally, I would be like, I quit, and I go away and I cry about it and I have my whole little episode. I feel like it's hard for men to get to that.
Well, for me, I was spiteful of it. I moved every single piece in her table 1 inch, and then she had a pad under like for the feet. I moved that to the right 1 inch, and everything, and she notices it. Like, but it was like so subtle
It was
that
like,
she's
why
like,
is it wrong?
like, why is it so like, why am why my eyes are hurting? Why am I uncomfortable? And I'm like, I don't know, what's wrong with you? You want coffee?
Oh, you see, I wish I could do that. I'm not spiteful like that. I
Yeah.
hold it
But
in.
it's like the little, like that's the little spiteful. That's
The
so
little
funny.
inconvenience.
Remove the staple from the staplers. Remove the paper, like make it jam, something like so that they need you. Suddenly they need you. They're like, can you please fix it? They need you. Sure, I got you.
I've seen people or husbands that they will tighten the lids
Oh my
harder
God.
and put them on the top. So then if the wife or the girlfriend is upset, they won't.
Oh my God, like
That's
Yeah,
funny.
but I don't know what she goes for, so I cannot do that.
Just do everything.
Like,
no, like there was, I think I saw a TikTok about it where the husband was like trying to make the wife mad. So he dropped the cookie on the floor so she could pick it up, but she was pregnant, so she could.
Aww.
I know the dog will just eat it, so I cannot do that. I cannot do anything.
That's so spiteful.
I feel like the video where the mom left like a 20 after under a sock, and she just left the video and to see how
a
long it
dirty
takes
sock.
under a dirty sock.
Oh,
to
And
pick
to
it
see
up.
how long till the kid picks it up. And she has 3 kids, and not a single kid
Picked
picked it up
the-
until one of the dogs nudged it,
And so it's like,
and the kid
Oh.
saw the 20, so he took the 20, put it in his pocket, and left the sock.
Didn't fix anything.
Yeah, it's like there's no point. Like, honestly, communication is
funny.
the best, but it does bring up fights, so men do try to avoid it.
Now, do you guys like flowers?
No,
No?
no.
He doesn't. I'm pretty sure there are other men out there that like flowers.
I was gonna give him
Actually,
that.
no. This guy said he liked the flowers, but he was like, "But don't get me flowers again."
I would love it if you do something for me, like today you dropped off the mail.
Yeah.
That was very nice of you, and I saw my refund stuff. Like do something that I am too busy to do, or it would be nice if you do it for me. Like make something good for me, delicious, something like find something fun that's cheap. Oh my god, that's on top of my list. Like find a cheap, beautiful, very
So
delicious
would you say
restaurant.
most men like acts of service? Because I've heard that a lot with men that they like to be served, like not served like that, but like they
Like
like to
acts,
be,
yeah,
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 Service.
actions. I like
Yeah.
actions. Like for example, I take you out. That's my like. I do not know how to communicate with my words, but I will take you out. I will dine you. I will get you gifts. I will do stuff for you that you cannot do yourself because I feel good that you feel good.
Question. You just say you're not good with communicating with your words. Now, do you think about stuff that you don't say?
Oh, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
He's like, if I could say everything that is in my mind.
I'm already preparing for the next fight. I already got the list. Like yesterday, I was watching this video and this girl was like, "I really appreciate in one of our fights where you called me out on me saying in our fights never and always, and how it's not true, but I use that word all the time, and she does do that. She uses the word never and you always, and it's not true, and it's hurtful and disrespectful.
Oh, you have that prepared.
I'm ready.
Not him waiting to start a fight.
Daniel has to get shit out.
He's like, can you fight already?
I'm making a list of stuff I can talk about. But it's true. Like women do use always and
Never.
never.
We're very
Like you never take me out.
intense.
That's not true. We take you out all the time.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
that's wrong to. It's like if this spit in someone's face, but it's you don't
You
think
almost,
about it.
How about you almost
You don't-
never?
Or like,
almost.
oh, you don't take me out anymore.
Like, but she says it differently now. She's like, it's been a while since we've been going out. Like, when's the last time we've been out? And she's right. Like, we don't go out. We need to go out. And we talked about how different levels are going out. Like taking dogs to the park, it's not going out. It's just
Oh,
family.
yes, that is very important to establish.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
But we just went out.
yeah,
We
and it's
just
like
went
that's
out.
not
Not
like,
going
Or
out.
like when you like reclamar, how you say reclamar? Reproach? No. How you say reclamar? When you like say like, oh, like I want time together, or oh, we haven't spoken. Oh, that hits home.
But we were just talking.
Where it's like, yeah, where it's like, oh, we haven't spoken. Like you don't speak to me. And they're like, well, we're just speaking. It's not the same as sitting down and having a
a
deep conversation. I need my brain like stimulated as in like let's sit down, let's have a deep conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be emotional. It could be
Anything.
about the submarine.
Yeah.
And then you become a water science, ocean scientist, or whatever, it's marine scientist. Like it's something like that that's like stimulating that I need. It's not like laying in bed next to each other
On
How
your
was
phone.
day?
Yeah.
It's not the same.
That's what I was saying last week, where I'm like going out with the dogs or even spending time with your kids is not considered quality time as a couple because it's not.
Yeah, you should always do stuff together, like whether it's like taking a bath or let's do like stuff that
Where you get to connect without.
Yeah, connect.
And my response to that was, then why are we taking the dogs to the park for 4 hours?
Because you need balance.
We could go for an hour. Why are we coming home and just chilling and watching TV
Yeah.
and spending time with each other? Where we could just turn off the TV, eat something small, and just talk.
Mhm.
And then if we feel like watching TV, we could. It's a plus, but it's not going to be like, or just remove the TV, or
But that's
shorten the activities that take away from you personally.
But that's where I feel like that's where communication comes in because he also said it where he's like, well, first you get mad and then you cry about it and then you tell me about it. Like you don't tell me about it right away. But it's like no, it's true because that's what we do. But I feel like that's where communication is important, but it's also important to have somebody that like actually listens. And it's not like, oh my God, you're being toxic or dramatic or whatever it is, because then
Oh
we're
yeah, that's very yeah, like when yeah, that's very true. Like when you have like a partner, we're just talking about toxic relationships, where it's like you have needs and they have needs, so they
hmm
put their needs over your needs, and you're
hmm
supposed to like accept that. And every time you like complain, for example, we just talked 5 minutes ago, and that's not what you're talking about. I feel like that's just not gonna work
because
out.
they're not listening
They're not listening.
and they're not in the same page about it.
Well, that's a toxic trait. Instead of like you could have had that conversation there and then, but you're bringing up something else. You're not saying really what you want to say. You're saying we haven't talked, but you're not really saying that.
Hmm.
You're saying something else. You're saying that I don't feel what I want to feel right now with
I
you.
don't feel like we communicate.
Uh, you're saying I don't
So
feel like we
you,
communicate, but you're saying something else.
so
You're
Yeah,
saying
men
I'm
need
missing
very
you
something.
have
men
to
need
be more
very
specific
detailed.
for men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she says that, I know we haven't went out, we haven't done something fun. I need to step up my game. Have been working too long, so I know I've been crossing some boundaries.
Hmm.
So those are the things I already remember. But I asked her, like, you need to explain it more. Like, I'm missing a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
What do you actually mean?
Oh, would you like examples?
Examples actually are terrible.
Oh, really?
More specifically, be like,
Oh yeah, because he doesn't like it. Well, I don't think nobody likes it when they're like, "Well, remember when you did this or
No,
the
it's
way
not
you
like
did that."
that kind of example. But like for example, like let's say if you're saying, for example, you guys are saying, "Oh, we haven't spent quality time together."
what does that
So
mean?
then he's like, "What does that mean?" And then you would be like, "For example, I would love to have a sip and paint at home," or like that kind
Oh,
of
okay, like
example.
exactly what
Like
you want.
yeah, like examples like that. Would that help? Not like bringing up the past, but kind of like ideas for the
Oh, you
future.
like ideas
Well, okay, so that's great, but
It's still not.
why are you putting it on me?
because the relationship
Ah.
is two ways. Like
Okay,
one person cannot always plan everything. I feel.
okay, yeah, 100%. One person cannot plan everything, but where do you see me excel? Do you see me excel in planning something that you would be good at, or would you see me excel in planning something I'll be good at?
Oh.
Yes and no. Like for example, there was this couple talking, right? And they were saying the guy was saying how he enjoys taking his wife out and like doing things with her, but he likes it even more when she plans things and she has everything ready. She's just like, let's go, we're gonna do this and that and that and that. So he likes to have that once in a blue where she's the one that's taking action, like she's the one that's planning everything. So I feel like I'm the one that likes to go out. I'm the one that likes to do things. Like I like to be outside 24/7. And I feel like you're more of a chill person, but you still enjoy things when we do things. So, but what I'm saying is that even though I'm the one that likes to be outside all the time, it's nice to have somebody else plan things.
Should there be like a balance? Like for example, in a relationship, we both have interests,
hmm
but I'll give an example. Let's say your boyfriend has baseball every Sunday, and the games are usually like from like 8 in the morning to like 3 in the afternoon. Would you like not say like maybe it's not your cup of tea, but would you go and do that for your partner?
Yeah,
Like, would you like something like that? Where it's like, okay, sometimes we'll do activities that I like, and sometimes we'll do activities that
that
she
you,
likes.
yeah.
It'll be good if you ask, can you mind if I come to the game today?
Mhm.
And but you have to understand you're doing that for yourself,
Mhm.
not for me. Because if I really wanted you, I would have asked, would you like to come to my game?
Okay.
That's the difference. Because by you putting yourself there, you don't know, maybe after the game I want to go play with my friends. I want
So
to have talk trash or something.
okay, so what you're saying is that what we think you guys would like, you guys won't necessarily take it that way.
Yeah, we will think, okay, you probably just want to spend time with me, and
Uh
you're
huh.
spending time with me by watching me.
Mhm.
So, like, you see, the message
That's not
completely
spending time.
went over my head.
Yeah, okay. So that makes more sense because it's like we think differently. Like you just said,
Yeah,
like I like okay, I would say me going to your game, it's like okay, me doing something you like, but
yeah.
you wouldn't take it like that.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's funny because then women will get upset because we're like, but we did this.
Yeah.
Like we spent
For
8 hours
you.
on a bleacher for you, and it's not. That's not what you.
I never wanted you.
Okay.
That's so rude.
I enjoyed that one time that you came,
Yeah.
but I was planning that was it.
Damn.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny. No, but that gives you an insight because we get mad because we're like, well, we did this for you when we're going back and forth or what you
But you
haven't
do
done.
not want to
Like
But
it,
that's
hear.
it
not-
would have been
yeah.
cute, once in a while, because I work so close. You could come visit me at work. We could walk home together.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to do that every day. Once in a blue
Imagine. I
year.
came to pick you up.
Like, yeah, come with the car. I told you, pick me
Yeah.
up. That would be
Once in a
fantastic.
blue moon.
Once in
Let's
a
go on
blue
a
moon.
date.
And I told her, oh yeah, perfect. Take me on a date. Like the day, because I have my scooter, so the day I don't take it because it's raining, just pick me up. You got your license. You could now do that. Just once in a blue moon when it's raining.
He's
Once a
very,
year.
very specific.
Yeah,
Once in a blue moon.
When it's raining.
Because
So you gotta check the weather.
I know. Tomorrow, this whole week is gonna be raining.
I know. I can ride on the scooter. It's fun. I'll take the electric car. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. That's a good insight. I never thought about it. Like
No,
that.
but that's why I feel communication is so important because
It
we
is.
look at it so different than men do. Like Bridget was talking about potential. Can you date a potential in a man? Like if you see potential in him, should you date potential?
that's hard. That's really really hard. What kind of potential? You see a potential billionaire, millionaire?
He's not. He probably works in McDonald's or something, but you see potential. Like he could be Bill Gates or whoever.
Oh no, that's harder. Let him get to Bill Gates, and then if he's still interested, then he's the right fit.
Okay.
Unless you guys are both teenagers and he's working in McDonald's, I get it. But if he's already a little older
It depends on your
and he
age.
still works at McDonald's, he needs to be on his own to figure that part out.
Oh, last one. Like we were talking about yesterday about how it's better for women to date older men.
Oh yeah. This is what we were talking about. We're talking about regarding what, like marriage.
Marriage because like there is this couple where well they're not a couple yet, but it's more like the families are trying to put them together.
Mhm.
One is 22, the other one is 21, and they're both in school.
Mhm.
And then, but another family member is like, no, I don't think they should be together because she's too young for him. And then I'm like,
She's too old for him.
no, oh yeah,
She was
she's too old.
she's-
She's too old for
They're
him.
a year apart.
Yeah, but that's not young enough for the guy.
Oh.
So
You know,
they probably
so-
want her like
So I didn't
18,
understand
19,
that. So I'm like,
or
what do they want? A
younger.
15-year-old? So then he had a different point of view because I was like, what do you mean? Like that's perfect. But and then what did you say? Like
Well, you don't want two people in school. They're both going to be stressed out. They're not going to have time to work on their relationship.
Mhm.
So, and neither of them can help each other. So they're just there to go through the motion, and then maybe they'll make it.
Mm.
But this way, if one of them makes it, it could be either side. Preferably in our culture, the man. But it could be either side. The other person
one should be
he
higher.
doesn't care, or she doesn't care. She will spend every penny she makes from work to support the other one, because eventually, when they fully are done, they're gonna excel in life.
Mhm.
But it's harder when you're both in school,
Mhm.
unless you have very rich families that can help out. They don't care. But when the money is coming from you, it's really hard.
Mhm.
So one of you needs to be at least towards the or end of the goal. And if you will get pregnant and you're still in school, who can take care of the baby better than its dad? And it will be easier for the relationship. Less likely for you guys to fight. She has to go to school. She's about to give birth. Like it's a lot of answers you have to
Yeah.
ask yourself. Like you have a lot of questions you have to ask
Yeah.
yourself. So that's my reasoning behind it. But if you guys are the same age, at least one of you at least has to be working full time.
Okay. That's nice.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah. I think about it like differently. Like from my experience, I think it's like kind of what you said. Like when I dated somebody my age, we were both kind of still figuring out life.
That's really hard.
So it's like it's really hard because you both are struggling. Instead of like when I dated somebody that was older, it's like they could give me advice because they've been
Mhm.
through stuff like that. So it's kind of like me stressing out, but they're kind of like supporting, and like vice versa. Like I don't know, I'm not.
That's the one thing. It's funny. It's like you don't need someone to understand what you're going through. You just need someone to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, we both work in the same field. She would tell me, "Oh, this was so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm like, I deal with that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Stop complaining. It's not a big deal." But
But he knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what she's talking about, which is good that I understand it, but I don't take it as seriously because I go through the same thing.
Yeah, but I guess it's more reassuring when somebody that actually knows what you're talking about says that, because then if they don't know, you're like, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. So of course you will say that.
Yeah, but
So
I'm here to support you.
yeah.
So if we're both going through the same thing, we're both taking the same, we have the same teacher in college, both English teacher, and your complaint is this, and I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So
And the one person is gonna be upset.
exactly.
Most
So
likely you.
Yeah.
if one person already is set and he has his own concerns to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier for me to hear your concerns and vice versa. It doesn't matter if you're the guy or the girl. It's just like school is really hard. They're planning to give us 3 tests this week, and I don't know how I'm gonna study. Wow.
But if you're both in school and stressed out about it,
I'm not gonna hear you. You're not
yeah.
gonna hear me.
Imagine both going in finals week at the same time.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're right.
And I did that with someone, and it was just I
Chaos.
might as well have dated my brother. Like it would it was two strangers, and we're both stressed out. Got less work done actually.
It's true.
No, it doesn't work out.
That is true.
Understand. Thank you
Yeah.
for your
Thank you.
insight.
Thank
We
you. Have a good
appreciate
day.
Okay, so I've never seen that before. No, it's crazy how different we think.
it. Yeah.
Because I would literally, that example with the game,
Yeah,
I
that
would
was the
know.
greatest insight
Yeah, I was like,
I
it's a
got.
compromise.
I
I'm
was
like, there's
like-
something you like that I don't like.
Yeah. I was like, that's the greatest
Not us
insight.
thinking we're doing a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm gonna think things way different
And
now.
he's over here like, "Tú, le pasó por la mente.
He's like, I didn't even want you to come. You're
Yeah.
ruining my
Like, I
time.
had plans, I had to learn. Okay.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the difference between, well, some of the difference
Some
between.
insight.
But that's why communication is very, very, very important, so that, we don't run into problems like that. Because I feel like I would be so offended if somebody told me that, like, you came because you wanted to.
Oh, that's a fight. That's a fight.
That is like for a week or so, and that's the one that you won't forget.
Yeah.
I feel.
Like, so I did this for you for nothing?
Yeah. Never
Keep that
again.
energy.
Yeah. No. Very, very bad. Well, that was an
Yeah,
interesting.
so now I don't have to compromise in a lot of things.
No, it's more of communication.
I know. I was trying to be toxic in that part.
No,
in that sense. I'm like,
it's
oh,
kinda
wait, I don't have to do anything.
That kind of like made me sit down and like think. Cause that's a problem. A lot of men don't know their love language even.
No.
It's not something that they like put to analyze.
Or even no, they don't know, but they know what they like.
They like.
Sorry, but they won't say it.
Just kind of like sitting down and being like, what are your interests? What do you expect from me? This is a list of what I expect from you, but like, what do you expect from me? How can I support you? How
It's
can we do
usually
things
very
you like?
simple.
It is very simple, but sometimes the simplest things can be the hardest. Because it'd be like, for example, a simple thing would be like, I don't know. What could be a simple thing? Women are not simple, so it's like, what could be a simple thing?
Well, like he said, like, drop off the mail. Like, like it's literally simple.
Yeah.
Because like that's what he was saying, where he was like, well, like maybe we would spend more time together if like you did this or you did that. So I feel like in that sense he does a lot of things, but he doesn't say it like,
Yeah.
well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and that's why I cannot even process, spending time together because I'm so busy. So I feel like if men were able to communicate those things more, it would be like,
Or for example, like, let's say, for example, if a guy tells you, I want, what's a good example? Let's say, I want you to be more confident in a relationship. Something broad. Because usually guys are a little like, broad.
well, I feel like Yes, but are you making me feel more comfortable in the relationship? Can I feel comfortable? Are you making me feel like I can be confident in the relationship? Because I feel like a lot of it comes from your.
Oh, girl.
Afuera. I feel like a lot of it comes from how your partner makes you feel. Like you're not gonna feel confident when he never tells you that you look beautiful, or he never tells you how smart you are, or how great you are at something. Some men, their compromise is very, very like insane. Like I was listening to a story before that was like the the girl, well, the guy expected for the girl to like give him oral every day before work, every day before work, right? And sometimes even twice a day, every day. So she was doing it, but it came to the point where she was like, "But we're not. Like, you're not doing anything for me." Like they were. He didn't want to have sex with her. She was just like, "It's
Was
just."
this on TikTok or Instagram?
I think it was on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it like a podcast?
Mhm.
I think it sounds familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably heard it from there. Where I was like yeah, like like what this guy is asking for, it's like maybe it sounds, well, I think it is a big deal, but to some men it might be like you're not spending money, it takes a few minutes,
Yeah, it's
like
not a lot of work.
My
this guy.
job. How about that? You gonna do it
No,
outside
yeah,
of
so I feel like and then she's asking, can you reciprocate, like maybe not in that exact same way, but like he didn't even want to have sex with her, so it's just like, yeah, like sometimes the things that they ask for are simple,
Yeah, okay.
but not so
You're
simple.
right, you're right. But that's kind of toxic.
That is
That
toxic.
is kind of
Yeah, that's very
okay.
toxic.
Okay. I just got like you learn something new every day, and like a little segment with Danny like open some stuff where I have to like do some self reflection.
You're like, I'm not going to games anymore.
No, it helps having male friends, don't it?
Oh, that's another one. Can females and
Oh my god. Okay. So everybody comes for me because I strongly think that not
Opposite sex.
all, I'm not gonna generalize. Not all like males and females can be friends. Like, okay. I don't know how to say this but like having an example. But like, okay, I think it depends. Like best friends. Let's say like talk everyday friends type of stuff.
no.
Okay, because it's different like an acquaintance that now once in a blue moon, let's say we were college friends and like once in a blue moon we
Okay,
catch up.
acquaintances is different than talking to each other
I'm talking
every single
about
day.
friends that you would talk to every day.
No.
I don't feel like men and female can.
And the only reason why I'm saying no, because I, growing up, I had a lot of friends. I had male and female friends. And I feel like I don't have not one male friend that just wanted to be my friend. Not one.
My point exactly.
Not
I
one.
feel like I grew up in New York. I grew up in the United U.S. of A. Like it's different in our countries. And like for example, when I go to Costa Rica, let's say like my cousin, she has guys and girlfriends. Like from school, they hang out. It's very
From
chill.
work too.
From work, it's the culture is very
Yeah.
different over there. But here, like growing up, like I don't know about you guys, but in my personal life, I've never seen a girl and a guy who were friends that one party didn't have feelings for the other party.
It could, I feel like it's rare. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's rare.
It's very, and I always go to the don't put yourself in situations that might take you to other situations that you shouldn't be in. So if you can avoid it, avoid it. Like I tried to be flexible with that and it backfired and it was not pretty, where it's like, why are you texting my boyfriend at freaking 1 a.m?
That's the fire in my
Why
blood.
are you texting? Why is your friend texting you every night at 11? Like,
The same time every single
well,
day.
not at the same time, but you know what I mean? Like, when it's night, when it's like
Or like after hours. Why are they
after
calling you
hours,
after
like,
hours?
it gets a little sketchy. I don't feel like I saw this, and this could it be a little toxic? I saw this TikTok where the girl was like,
okay, TikTok is like
oh my god, I don't live on TikTok, but at the
she
same
does
time,
it.
I do. Oh my god,
She does not own a piece of TikTok.
I don't want to share. I should. Where it was like no man or woman should have access to your man or woman.
It,
Like,
it depends on the access.
yeah, like that close of access.
Like for
You're
example, this is a big no for me. Let's say I Daniel and I have a fight. You cannot call nobody else. Period.
because that's personal.
yeah,
Like
you guys
suck
have
it
to
up,
solve that shit.
fight
I
it,
mean,
do whatever it is that you have to do. But like I in the past did do that with previous relationship where it would be like, oh, you want to fight? Okay, so we would argue, and then I'll call somebody else. And like, and then it would be another guy making you feel better, or like another girl making you feel better. And that's wrong because, like they say, the second you think that somebody else can make you feel better, you have a problem. Like that's just not how it works. Like you're supposed to fix because nobody knows what's going on in your relationship other than you two. And of course, this other person, especially if it's from the opposite sex, they're not going to be like, yeah, like, you're wrong or like you should listen to him because no, they're waiting for you guys to break up usually. So,
Unless it's your sister.
no, that's different. Like if it's like, no, no, no. If you're calling somebody from the same sex and you know that you can trust them to be like objective and like have a true opinion about it, then that's different. But what I mean is like if you're a guy, don't call another guy. I mean, if you're a girl, don't call another guy.
Yeah,
If you're a
no,
guy,
yeah.
don't.
yeah, Bree, what's your opinion on this?
I both agree and disagree because, like, to that extent, then I see where like they shouldn't be friends. But I still like my Costa Rican inner self roots is like you could be friends. There's a big chance that you could be friends, but there's also, like Mary said, in America, there's always a big chance that one party always ends up liking the other, and like that also like increases like difficulties because then if they tell you they have feelings for you that could ruin the friendship if you don't feel the same way, or like vice versa, it can make them feel worse when you're like dating somebody else and they really want to be that person and they're not, and they're hoping for the next fight, the next breakup to maybe possibly be the one that gets the chance with you. So like there is some, it's like too
It's
like it's
complicated.
complicated. It's a very
Or like,
complicated.
what if it comes down to like, let's say like you guys are dating somebody, right? And then this somebody has a female best friend, and you find it weird. You're like, you guys are together all the time, like you guys like stay in the same room alone all the time. You guys hang out without me all the time because they're best friends.
Absolutely not.
They watch movies together. They cuddle.
I would hook them up. I
But
would
they're
be like,
friends.
listen, let's all sit down in a room, have a conversation.
Unless
How
it's
you
your
feel about
sister.
him? How
Okay,
he
what if
feel about her?
okay, what if you have a guy friend, right? And then this
Mhm.
guy friend has been your friend for a very long time, and you guys are used to.
But there's boundaries and then there's placement.
If I'm
Yeah,
dating
like
somebody
friends,
that's disrespecting
friends
my
could be
partner,
forever. Like yeah, there's some few ride or dies that could be your whole life. But like Medea told us, is a tree with branches and roots. Sometimes you're a leaf, sometimes you're a branch, sometimes you're some root. Okay,
not her
so
quoting
I know, right? I
something.
love her.
so it's like I'm trying to find a root. I'm trying to find my husband. I'm trying to find the father of my kids, the person who's gonna be next to me when I'm 80. I'm not gonna be living with my best friend when I'm 80 unless my husband dies. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like
Or if you're her sister.
yeah. So it's like there should and your best friend should understand that. Okay, now I have somebody in my life who maybe I'm not gonna spend as much time with you, but that doesn't mean I don't love you. Yeah, we could still plan some friend date or stuff like that. We could all hang out together, or we could have like alone time respectfully. You got to
With
talk to your
boundaries.
partner about what's acceptable.
yeah. Hmm.
Like, maybe having him for a family gathering, not like being a. First of all, if you have a guy, an opposite sex best friend, and you have a partner, it is very disrespectful for you guys to be in a room alone. Like, that's something that you have to put a boundary. Okay, things are
And
different.
cuddling. Like I'm
Like,
like
things are different. Maybe we were
Yeah.
used to cuddling when we were single, but like, things are
or
way different.
younger.
Or younger. Like,
It's kind of weird.
taking baths
I mean,
together.
I've never had a male best friend, but it's
Neither.
kind of weird. Like, what do you mean cuddle? Like, I don't even cuddle with my female friends. Like, I think I did.
That's
Like,
a lot she cuddled me.
I was forced. Nah. No, but I mean, like, it's only happened a few times,
That's
you
true.
know, like, very, it's not like, we come here, like, usually she will sit in one couch, you will sit in one end of the
Yeah.
couch, I'll sit on another end. So it's kind of like, that's very close if you're cuddling with your best
Yeah, that's
friend.
extreme.
Like,
And for me, it's like it's different when it's female. It's whatever. Like we could
Yeah.
get dressed in the same room. It's whatever. Opposite sex, my friend. That's what my problem. Unless one of you guys is a not homosexual. Like what's like the opposite sex? Is that right?
Okay.
unless you're gay.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want. I wanted to use a proper term, but yeah, unless you're gay, like
Either or.
and even then, it's like I don't know. I feel like if you're in a relationship, things will have habits will have to change out of respect for your partner.
Yeah. No, yeah,
And maybe
definitely.
sleeping together in the same bed could be a boundary. You
Yeah,
could set in
and
place.
even with the ones that say that, like, for example, I had a relationship where a guy was like really good. They were not best friends, but they were good friends, and the girl with this girl, but she was a lesbian, bisque, bisque, but they used to talk all the freaking time, and then they used to get annoy me because I'm like, what do you mean, like? Why are you guys always talking? And then he'll be like, well, like she's a lesbian. Like, who cares? Like, we're just really good friends. Pero no.
No, I heard where the girl was gay and the guy they were best friends, but the guy had feelings for her, although she was gay. Like
I've seen that.
yeah, so it's
And
like
I feel like,
anything is possible.
yeah, and I feel like you're a human being at the end of the day, and you can be as gay as you want. I mean, I don't know. I like how gay people think or how they, but as a human being, I can say that, like, your emotions, like, if sometimes I can see a beautiful girl and be like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. So imagine if you create a connection with this person and you like start a whole conversation, like, things can happen, not like to have a relationship, but things can just happen.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
get
then
drunk or whatever it is.
or a
Like,
lot of people are like, oh, then you have bad self esteem. I'm
no.
like, okay, there's boundaries in each relationship. There's no way why my boundaries shouldn't be accepted. And if that's my boundary and you cross it, I'm totally fine with breaking up.
Yeah.
But it's not fair for some person to be, well, then you're insecure or stuff like that. No, which I don't know. Like maybe some people are okay with that, but I'm not okay.
Or it's usually the person that has the opposite sex friend. It's not okay with you having the same friendship or the same type of friendship.
I always say
Double
that.
standard.
What if put yourself in my shoes? I am gladly, I will gladly go find a best guy friend if you are okay with that. Like, but no, but I wouldn't want to do that because that's a boundary that I have, and I wouldn't want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not okay with it. And now I understand these people came first. I came second. I will gladly excuse myself from the equation. I will never tell somebody to stop being friends with somebody.
No, because they
I
have
will
to
never.
choose, not even choose. Like, it should organically happen where
Should have
Exactly.
boundaries,
It's like,
yeah.
okay, I'm not single anymore. These are my boundaries. I should never be the one telling you what your boundaries should be with a friend,
no.
especially if they're
Oh my
female.
god. I was watching a video. I don't know if you guys know Charlotte Dubray, just a YouTuber. She sometimes like reads like Reddit stuff. And then one of the stories she was like reading about, it's about a girl that's getting married, right? She's with her fiance. Fiance has a girl best friend. But the girl best friend will all constantly compete with the fiance and who the man loves more, either the best friend or the fiance. And then up to the wedding, the dude named her the best woman, the best man.
Hmm.
And so she texted the girl saying, "Oh, so this goes to shows who he loves more because even though you didn't like you feel how you feel, he still chose me to be the best woman." So like
Wow.
Well, she's the bride.
Yeah. What do you mean? You
and
can't
she was
compare.
telling the bride that she comes first, and then I'm like,
No, she doesn't.
no, you do not. The bride or wife is gonna become first. I don't know why you're trying to compete. Just say you want the guy. Just say that. So I'm like, in that sense, like I wouldn't have hold on as
Nah.
much as she did because although she voiced to her fiance how like uncomfortable that made her, like he still wanted to have that relationship.
And they
with
still
her
got
as his
married?
best friend. We don't know if they got married.
That's
I
what
know. I
I'm
want to
saying.
know.
Like, if the person came first and you have this strong relationship with the person, I will never be the one to
To get
take that
yeah,
person away
just
from
Yeah, but
you.
then if that friend is trying to compete with you, like then just say that you want the person and try to get them. Like, don't have to come like, oh, he loves you more. Like, know your place.
well, I feel like in that sense, yeah, like Mary said, like if you're the wife, fiance, whatever, I would just be like, bye.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even said yes at this point. Like,
No,
goodbye.
no, definitely not. But yeah, that was our little it was supposed to be brief.
Here we are. It's about 10 p.m.
Yeah, but just relationships are like they're also different, but they're also like similar at the same time because they all have their similar toxicity, but everyone deals with things differently. Anywho, before we get going, I forgot to do it in the beginning, but what is something you guys are grateful for this week?
My
Um,
sister.
I
Love
know,
you
me
guys.
too. So grateful to have you back. Don't leave again. You can leave for a few months, but then come back.
Well, few
Yes.
days. That's all
For
she's getting
yes, for
from
a
me
few
now.
days. I'm being nice and giving
She's
her
lucky if
two
I give
weeks.
her 2 weeks. Yeah.
I know.
what am I grateful for?
Obviously not
Um,
being here.
I don't know. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for how like this past few months unfolded. Um, I still was able to keep my job and get paid while I was away. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity that I got.
Yes, that's huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
So pretty much. And are we gonna do a fun fact?
Yes. Oh, the advice. Okay, do you want to do fun fact or advice?
Advice. I was
Yes.
thinking about it. I was like, what advice can I give people?
I have one. I've had one since last week. I'm ready.
Okay, Bridget, you can go first for one.
We haven't said this in a while. Well, at all. So, this is a makeup advice. If you guys don't have any lipstick or want a personalized one or like something that matches your eyeshadow, use your eyeshadow and some Vaseline and create your own lipstick. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I use my blush.
You see?
Yeah.
What? I'm thinking about it.
You can have any shade of lipstick color as long as you have a lot of eyeshadows.
Oh, I have one. It's a little. You have to buy it, but it's okay. So basically, you know how you have like the Bath and Body Works candles or whatever candles you guys like to use. So you know how they have the cup warmers. So basically, you can use the cup warmers for your candles instead of burning the what do you call them?
The wicks.
The wicks. You just let the candle melt and then it smells beautiful and it's not getting into your lungs the way it would if you
Yeah,
were
Bridget
burning it.
told me. She said, "Oh, Gabby has this because it's very bad, but I sleep with my candle on." I
You
know,
need one of these.
I know,
Told
it's very
her.
bad, but like I can't sleep in total darkness, and like
Nightlight?
I bought one, but it wasn't strong enough. Like it was a sticker on the
Get an
wall.
oil diffuser that has light like mine.
Yeah,
Not change
Or
yeah.
the color.
something. But
I
yeah,
know, it's
so
very bad.
It's
don't
good.
don't burn candles, especially if you have babies, doggies,
It's not
whatever
good
it
for
is that
your
you
lungs,
have.
yeah.
Yeah, no. So that get a cup warmer and put your candle
Okay.
there. And it takes forever to burn. Like I've had my candle for the last 3 months and it's still the same.
It still smells good. Okay, perfect. Okay, I got my advice. So this is for guys and girls, right? First of all, everybody should use lotion. Okay, I worked in the medical field and I worked with older folks as well. Everybody should use lotion. Okay, there comes a time where it's too late to start. No matter what they
Really?
tell you. Oh my god. Okay, so I worked with like older people and like usually I don't want to like differentiate, but from my experience, los morenitos
Yeah.
came with buttery smooth skin. Older people, like I'm talking about, I worked with people over 65,
Like naturally?
like rheumatology, like arthritis folks. Not naturally, as in like they shea buttered or lotioned their skin
Okay.
every day. Okay, buttery smooth. It was actually a problem when I had to apply for the EKG in the stickers because I had to wipe extra with alcohol because it wouldn't stick. However, I had other folks who literally will leave traces of dead skin on the chair, on the like just because how dry their skin was. It will flake, literally flake off.
Ew.
So please use lotion. But that wasn't my advice. So that's
Please
one of
use
them.
lotion.
So mine, this is for guys and girls. Please use lotion. Also, if you want your perfume to last longer, you sandwich your lotion. So like apply some perfume, apply lotion. No, apply lotion,
Mhm.
apply your cologne or perfume, and then apply lotion on top of that. If it's a scented lotion, great. Like women sometimes we buy lotions that come associated with our scent. But I don't see guy colognes having that. But guys, you could use whatever lotion,
They
non-scented
usually
lotion.
use Nivea or
Nivea, I
whatever.
love Nivea. That
Yeah.
is especially when getting dressed.
Yeah.
It soaks up my skin so quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, just lotion, cologne, lotion. It will last way longer. Really good. So
There
yeah,
you have it.
there you have it.
Any shout outs this week?
Oh
Yes.
Nikki, if you're
Nikki,
watching,
your number one
we
fan.
got the text message, number one fan.
Also, please send us other topics. We want to like move away from relationships. And like go into other topics
That
I
are
don't
not
know.
relationships.
We could do true crime. I love true crime, but I don't know.
Comment down below or Nikki text us if you have anything to hear. since
What
you're
what
number one
topic or
fan.
questions you guys would like to answer? It could be personal
And yes,
or
I'm single.
general.
She's single and looking.
Not really looking, but I'm single.
She's looking.
So
We're
yeah.
looking for her. You have to pass us. There's a test before you can get
Yeah.
there.
Test. I'm the final test.
Yeah. First day,
I'm
second
the
day,
prize.
third day.
So yeah, so you could comment or send us a message, Nikki, about what you guys want
hear,
to
Nikki.
hear.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And yeah, I see views, but I don't see like comments.
I see Nikki commenting.
Yeah.
We always see Nikki.
Yeah. So please subscribe, please, and also like just talk to us. We want to talk to you
We wanna
guys.
talk to you.
We talk
Or
to
we're
each
gonna
other
keep
a
talking
lot.
about relationships.
Yeah, they're gonna tire of it. I got stories for days.
So yeah.
We're gonna bring the desgraciados.
Oh my god, yeah,
¿Qué pasa, desgraciado?
Oh no, we said we were gonna bring your mom at some point.
Oh
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we just have to like convince her to clear her schedule. She's a very busy woman.
Yeah.
So not really, but like
highly
yeah,
requested one.
highly
Y'all gonna see when y'all meet her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she's gonna have like a couple of days off
Uh-huh.
Gonna
between
kidnap
like
her.
school
After the
ending.
27th.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna have like a week. So we'll bring her. We'll
Yeah.
bring her. Just
We'll blindfold her and throw her in the car.
we'll just have.
We'll kidnap mom.
You gonna kidnap mommy?
I
Okay,
know,
my
right?
mom is the mini Hulk. Like
The million.
no,
She's the
joke.
She-Hulk.
She'll fight you.
That woman
Yeah.
is strong. We're trying to like convince her to do MMA because she's gonna be my personal bodyguard. And then like,
Oh my gosh,
woman,
she would look so hot on a suit.
That
like,
woman
yeah.
is strong. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're trying to convince her to come. We have to plan
Yeah.
what questions we'll ask.
So
or
we
what
said your
to ask.
mom, and we also said Olivia.
Oh yeah, we gotta. Cool, that one is tough to get, but I'll put a good word in.
You can
She
kidnap
already
her.
said yes. I should. I'm gonna show up to her house, be like, "Get in the car, let's go."
You're getting in the car.
So hopefully new guests coming soon.
Yes.
I'll be back for a few weeks.
No, shut up.
Violence is never an option.
Then now it is.
The solution.
We're kidnapping her. She's staying here.
Yeah, you're taking my password.
Yeah. Take it away.
I'ma burn it.
Don't do that. Actually, I like the new password. I'll just apply for the new
Yeah,
one.
we leave in August. You're not gonna have it.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching.
See you guys next time. Bye.